guys, this is Brittany with Paved Roads and Garden Loads. So today we are going to start some more seeds. I know our very first video we started seeds, but life happened, things got in the way, I got sick, and so those seeds kind of died. So today we're going to work on reseeding everything and then talk about the benefits of a greenhouse, because I got a greenhouse put up, so which should really help me. But let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to start planting our seeds. I don't know much about greenhouses. This is my first time having one. My dad bought it for me, and I'll go ahead and insert a picture right here and then put the link. He got it for me from not Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight for I think it was like $100. So it's a 6x6, and yeah, I think it's gonna work great for me. So yeah, we just planted our sunflowers. Now we're doing our lavender. I had no idea how small lavender seeds are. Can you see that? They actually look like chia seeds, or yeah, chia seeds, or even smaller, like the color of a flaxseed. But yeah, they're super small, so we're gonna put multiple in each one. Lavender, like I said, the seeds are super small. The container says put 1 per container. I put a little more. I know I probably shouldn't, but we'll just thin them out later and see how that goes. And yeah, so like right now, I think our last frost day is for zone, I think we're 8B. Our last frost day, I think, is like Friday, but there's no frost in the forecast, so it's probably last week. And technically it says that I should be putting these in the ground since we passed our last frost date, but here it's getting ready to be tornado season, and we've already had a couple this last couple of weeks, and then Friday we're getting ready to be in what they call severe weather again. So I think going ahead starting them in the greenhouse will be perfect for me, because I don't want them to get blown over, or just, yeah, they're still really fresh. And so yeah, so the next one we are going to plant is this one, Verbinia, and we'll go ahead and get this one planted. So next we have this, I think it's pronounced Alyssum. If that's not right, correct me below and let me know how it is. I'm going to go ahead and plant this one. I really like this one because it reminds me of baby's breath. Maybe it's the same thing. I have no idea. I don't know anything about flowers. This is my first year planting flowers. But I love flowers. My aunt, I'm going to post some pictures like right here, always had the best flower garden. Like her whole front yard was covered in flowers. Even now she'll send us pictures, and she has like flowers coming out of wheelbarrows and flowers coming off of wheels and all types of crazy stuff. So she really needs to come and help me, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is going to be trial and error with the flowers. So let's go ahead and get these in the pots. First time using a greenhouse. If you have ever used a greenhouse and have any tips for me, that would be really helpful. Just leave them in the comments, because again, it's all trial by error. I've watched some videos, but again, you don't know until you try it. But I did learn that I need to get a thermometer in here, probably one of those old school clock looking ones, and that the ideal temperature that you want here is between like 70 and 80 degrees during the day, and at night between 60 and 65. And then for my seeds, I want to keep the humidity at 70 to 80%. But because this is an unheated greenhouse, I don't know how that's going to work. So again, we'll test it and see. But now we are, because like I said, we planted our stuff before life happened. Now we're replanting everything. So now we have our okra. So we'll go ahead and get those planted and then get back to our other stuff. All right, so we have our okra planted. And again, I got these cute little containers from my tax guy, Mr. Sweets. He's the best. And it has a little top on it to make it, let's see if we can get you better in frame. Let's bring it closer. So that you can make it like a little greenhouse-ish. But we're already in a greenhouse, so that works. Get those all pushed down. And I did use some different starting soil. I think I used the Kellogg's, what is it, the Kellogg's Organic Start from Home Depot. I got one big bag of that, and so we'll test that out. It has everything it's supposed to have, your fertilizer, your perlite, all that good stuff. So again, gardening, trial and error. Stuff we used last time didn't work. Said we were just going to test it and see. So we got our okra done. And let's put our seeds back in the bag. And then next we have 4 different things. So we have butternut squash, acorn squash, zucchini, and cucumbers. Ooh, I don't think I have any more cucumber seeds. So we'll hold off on the cucumbers, but butternut, acorn, and zucchini we're going to plant. Okay, so we got our butternut plant. Speaking of butternut squash, what do you like to make with your butternut squash? I normally just do like a soup or something, but I remember this one time when I was little, probably, I don't know, maybe like 5 years old. Our next door neighbor, her name was Sheila, and she was a hippie lady. Her whole front yard was just completely a garden. The whole, like, there was no grass, it was all garden. So she's the first person I've seen that was like super heavy into gardening. She made a butternut squash cake, and me and my sister, she's just a year older than me, she brought it over to our house. She was like, "Here guys, I made a cake for you." And we were like, "Oh, thanks, what kind of?" She said butternut squash, and of course we're like, what? Like, this is nasty. That cake was the best cake I've ever had. It was probably one of those like big, I don't even know, like a 10 by 13 Pyrex dish. Me and my sister ate that whole cake. We never told anybody until this day. Over 30 years ago, we're still like, girl, that was the best cake we've ever had. Like, and we thought it was going to be disgusting. So maybe this year I'll try to find a recipe and recreate that. Okay, so we didn't have any, what did I say this was supposed to be? Acorn squash. We were all out of that. I need to go to the seed store. Where do you get your seeds from? I get mine from, like, these ones in this container. I get them from our local feed store, but you just have to kind of watch out because some of them will say, you know, sprayed with pesticides, and I try to keep them as GMO free as possible. Or I just go to like Tractor Supply or Walmart. But anyway, so we didn't have acorn squash, so we're going to plant some more spaghetti squash because those are good. And then that's also a benefit of the greenhouse, because I told you guys before that those squash borer vine beetles, whatever they are terrible. When I say terrible, I mean terrible. So maybe if once I get them started, I can just do pots and keep them in here. And hopefully that will deter them, and maybe we can actually get some squash this year. I mean, that'd be nice. Maybe that's the answer to my squash prayers on how to, you know, keep them away, because I've tried everything. I've done the nematodes in the garden, I've sprayed, I've put nets over them, and they don't care. They're gonna find a way, one way or another. But let's get those in. And then the last version of okra, I think it was the Crimson Spineless, and this is the Dwarf Green. Let me see. Yeah, this is the Dwarf Green okra, and yeah, my husband really likes okra. I think I can attempt to cook with okra. Yeah, but I'm gonna try, like I said, everything I grow, I'm gonna eat at least one time. Oh, but the one thing I want to try, I am for sure it's very southern, and I happened to see it one time, a tomato pie. The thing is, I don't even like tomatoes. I will eat them cooked, but like, they're not my favorite. But my one son, my oldest, he just eats them plain, not me. But I want to try a tomato pie, but I refuse to try a tomato pie with the nasty tomatoes from the store that are all grainy and gross. So I said, when I grow my tomatoes and they are nice and good, then I'm going to try a tomato pie. Look it up on TikTok. They look really good, I guess, if you like tomatoes, but I'll be the judge of that. Alright, next we have our scallop squash. They did really good last year, surprisingly, but what I did is I staked them going straight up. So as they got bigger, I just kind of cut the leaves off and I just continued to stake them up, and it did pretty good. So we're going to try that method again and see how good it does. And it was really good. Slice it thin, bacon of course, and just cooking it in the skillet. It was really good. Hopefully once all this stuff actually starts to produce, we can do a garden to table and test all this stuff out. So let's get this in. What is your favorite stuff to grow in your garden? Let me know below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like and share with anybody who's just, you know, new to gardening and want somebody, I guess, relatable to kind of see, oh, girl, we're in this together. We're all going to learn together. This is only my, what, going on 3rd year gardening. So, again, I am still an infant in this and just learning like everybody else. So, I did just want to show you this. I got this really cute self-watering herb planter from Aldi. So cute. It's $4.99. This is actually the second one I picked up. I have a green one that I have in the house, but I can't find all my herbs because I was going to put like some basil, rosemary, and oregano in here, but I only have my oregano today, so I'll have to find my other ones. But yeah, $4.99 at Aldi if you have it, but you know their stuff goes fast and it doesn't come back. So I got it last week, so you have who knows how long until they have it again. But yes, Aldi, $4.99. Alright, so next up is our tomatoes. Remember last time, let's see, we started them in our little salad spring mix container. We're going to do that again because they actually were doing good, and as you can see, I still have a couple little that did something, but I'm not going to really bother that. And they sprouted really fast, but then again, I just did not do what I was supposed to. So we're not going to let that happen again. And let's sprinkle our tomatoes out. And these are Rutger, so I think they're, oh, I forgot, indeterminate, I think they're called. So they don't all ripe at one time. It's kind of throughout the season. And I need to get some Romas because I actually want them all to ripen at one time. That way I can can them. But I'm waiting. I don't really want to start seeds for Roma only because at my local, what is it, Ace Hardware, I don't know if you have one, but check, they always have a sale like right around, what is it, Easter, the week of Easter, where all their tomato plants are 15 cents. So last year I went and bought like 20 plants, and they always do amazing. So I'm trying to wait and see how that works. And then with Easter being so late this year, I got to check that out. But that's a benefit of Easter being late because I started this stuff late, and my first year gardening, I was in line and this old man was like, oh, what are you gardening? And I told him, and he was like, so yeah, I already got my stuff out. And he was like, girl, that's wrong. You're not supposed to put your stuff out until Easter. I'm like, why? He said, because you never know. You might have a freak cold day. And then he said, by that time, the ground is for sure warm enough. So ever since then, I've been doing that. And it's been working. So I will listen to that old man because clearly he's been gardening longer than me. And that will give me the like 6 weeks? Yeah, about 6 weeks because Easter's on the 20th of April. Give me about 6 weeks of everything to grow, so it'll be nice and big by the time it goes in. But like my beans and all that other stuff, I'll probably put them out probably the first, maybe in the next 2 weeks. I'll probably put my beans. But yeah, so we'll see how that is, and let's get these covered. Next flower, and I actually forgot them earlier, but these are our nasturtiums. Let's see. We're going to plant these, and I'm going to plant a bunch of them because, first of all, they're pretty. I want them to kind of just go wild in my front yard and throughout the pots. But, again, they're supposed to help with pests. So we're going to plant a whole bunch. I got 2 packs of these, and we're just going to let them go wild. So we have a pretty yard. Hopefully it'll bring bees and everything. And so, yeah. Okay, so I just started planting my nasturtiums, and then I read the back. Well, actually, I forgot. It said to aid in germination that I should file them with a fingernail file. So I'm going to go in the house and go see if I can find a fingernail file, and then we'll get back to planting those. And then just one more thing, I did have this butterfly flower that I was going to plant, and it's a perennial, and this lupine. They're both really pretty, that I'm going to plant. But the butterfly flower said that it needs to, oh wait, did I read it wrong? Transplant hard and off, so indoors. One of these said that it needed to be, okay, yeah, the lupine said that it needed to soak for 24 hours. So I'll soak this for 24 hours and then I'll plant this tomorrow. So you won't see it, but you'll know it'll be done. So I'm gonna go find a fingernail file and I'll be back. Oh wow, the sun decided to come out. It was a little rainy before. So I did not find a fingernail clipper, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and still plant our nasturtiums. And that basically wraps up our seed starting 2.0. And I'm gonna go ahead and get everything watered, and drop down in the comments if you guys have like your favorite stuff to start in your greenhouse, or if you have any comments on tips on how I can make my greenhouse more efficient, or even your container gardens, because like I said, I'm gonna plant my nasturtiums in containers and my squash in containers and leave them, well, at least a squash, in the greenhouse. So let me know if you have any tips or tricks that I can use, because again, I'm just flying by the seat of my pants and hoping it works out. So thank you guys for joining. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace out from Paved Roads and Garden Loads of Brittany. Have a good day.